Jean Colquitt and a neighbor of James's. And he's one of our favorite people in the community because he is always present with a smile on his face. He takes out our garbage and brings it back. He offers to help if we're working in the yard, anything we're working on. And he always checks my mailbox to be sure it's closed properly. And if it isn't, then he reminds me if I'm outside that I need to be sure it's closed. And he always shares what he's gotten for birthdays and Christmases. And when he's missing or gone on the weekend, we just always ask each other, have you seen James? Where's James? Because he's just such a pleasant part of our day, and we just love James. He is such a big Alabama fan, and I'm a big Auburn fan. So when he walks down the road, I holler, War Eagle. And James says what?
Man.
He says Alabama, and he either points to a shirt or a hat. He always has something Alabama on him. So we have fun, and he teases me, and I tease him. So we are really proud of him in our neighborhood in Point Mallard, and he's just a very special person.
James, thank you for bringing my paper. I come out and I think, if I gotta go get my paper, and it's right outside the door every time. So it saves me the trouble of having to go out in the wet grass or the rain or whatever the weather is. He saves me from doing that. Yes, he's always very...
in the yard, unkind.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is. Yeah, it is. And I'm an older lady, and my balance is not great. So I do appreciate that. And if I'm not here, which sometimes I'm away from out of town, he brings my garbage cans out. And it's wonderful because I don't have to worry about that. And then if I am home, even after the garbage man comes, he always comes and gets my garbage cans and takes them to the back, which is wonderful. I'll hear a noise on this concrete, and I'll think, James is getting my garbage cans, yay! Thank you, I really do appreciate you, I do.
James is a special needs person. He is very physically capable, as you saw in the video. He has some mental limitations. James has all the personality, and he loves being around people. He loves helping people. He does everything he can in the neighborhood if he sees somebody needs some help. He's with yard work, carrying the newspaper, taking in and out trash bins, and just whatever anybody needs. And he's really good at helping here at home. He has several little chores, getting the mail in for us, taking the trash out, vacuuming the carpets. He's a big help to us.
Always willing to help.
No, dog and kitten. No, dogs. And
Watches the dogs, takes care of the dogs.
Yeah, he helps us walk the dogs.
Okay, James, tell us something about your favorite sports. What you like? What's your favorite team?
Alabama.
We're all tied?
Oh, tired.
We didn't tell you a while ago, but his highest score at bowling was a 210.
Yes.
Wow.
Straight up, no handicap. I mean, he bowled an actual
I
2-10.
can't even get 100 sometimes. That's
It's
amazing.
amazing.
He just loves being active, whatever he can do. He don't like to sit still. He's uncomfortable sitting here. He wants to be up moving around.
All right, James, what do you like to do?
Tell him what showtime is.
It's a team you play for, isn't it?
The basketball team with ARC of Morgan County, they support it, and you go to different locations, different high schools, and play.
What do you want to say to people out there to like inspire them?
Well, I have certainly learned from James In spite of limitations, that doesn't have to limit you.
He has a personality. Nobody doesn't know James. It just amazes me. That's because of his personality, outgoing personality, and that gives him a unique way to give a living testimony of the Lord.
You want to say anything, James?
Basketball.
Many times we forget that the small things we do for others can make a big impact in their lives, or we minimize our ability to be a positive influence. But God, through the Bible, tells us not only to reach out to our neighbors, but that doing so will be for their benefit. In Romans chapter 15:2, it says, "Let each of us please his neighbor for his good, to build him up." All of us are blessed with different talents: music, speaking, cooking, hospitality, athletic ability, communication. All God is asking is that you allow him to work through you and the gifts he gave you. It doesn't need to be very difficult. It could be as simple as bringing in your neighbor's garbage bins, raking their leaves, writing them a card. Even a simple smile and a wave can brighten someone's day. In a time when we are facing possible shutdowns and additional restrictions, we may be thinking about how we will be affected. Let's ask a question. What can I do to make time easier for my neighbor? What can I do to share the love of God with them today? I hope each of us find ways to encourage one another and build each other up.